the great things about the Jeep Wrangler is that it's as tech-heavy as most other vehicles on the market, but you still get that tough, basic, this thing won the war feel to it. And that doesn't change with the 2019 Wrangler, although my tester is a little more tech-heavy than most. Instead of the usual V6, I've got a little 4-cylinder power plant that cruises on Electric Avenue. The stock engine is a 3.6-liter V6, but mine has a turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder that makes 270 horsepower and 295 foot-pounds of torque. That's less horsepower than the V6, but more torque. You can get the V6 with a stick shift, but the turbo 4-cylinder comes only with an 8-speed automatic. And moving to that 4-cylinder adds $2,590 to the price. The electric part is e-Torque, a system first seen on the new Ram 1500 pickup. It's a mild hybrid system that uses an electric motor and self-charging battery, but it doesn't work the same way as, say, a Prius. The electric motor doesn't increase the power output, and the Wrangler can't run on battery power alone, although I think my tester's very bright paint does. When the transmission shifts gears, the engine speed drops and then picks up again. e-Torque smooths out these little hills and valleys by providing electric torque during the process. There's also a slight increase in fuel efficiency, but since Wrangler doesn't offer a non-e-Torque 4-cylinder, I don't have a head-to-head comparison. That said, while the V6 is rated 11.7 liters per 100 in combined driving, the 4-cylinder is 10.5. This is a spectacular little engine to drive. Acceleration is very smooth indeed, and it's quick and very strong. The 8-speed transmission is a great match to it too. I like this Wrangler on city pavement as much as I like it off-road. 4-wheel drive is standard, of course, but there are 3 systems. The basic one, standard on Sport and Sahara, is a part-time system. It should only be used in 4x4 on loose or slippery surfaces. Driving in 4-wheel on dry pavement can cause driveline and tire wear. The hardcore Rubicon is also part-time, but it adds locking front and rear differentials and a low crawl ratio for the tough stuff. The Sahara can be optioned with the 3rd system, called Select Track, adding $795 as it does to my tester. It adds an automatic 4x4 setting that you can drive on hard surfaces. This is useful when road conditions are constantly changing, such as alternating patches of snow and dry pavement. That's just one of numerous options on my Sahara, which begins at $46,745 but climbs to a very lofty $62,170 before freight and taxes. It's not always cheap to take the unbeaten path. Among my tester's pricier options is its $4,000 power folding roof. That's a serious chunk of change, but it is very convenient. You buy a Wrangler because you can open it up completely, but it's not a spur-of-the-moment decision once the sun comes out. Taking a hardtop roof off a Wrangler is a pain in the butt. It's a lot of work, and once it's off, you need a place to store it. If it rains while you're out, you're getting wet. With this roof, you simply press a button and the fabric insert opens front to back. You can't take the roof frame off, but you can pull out the rear quarter windows and you can take off the doors. It's a great, if pricey, solution for those who want the experience without the work. For all its ruggedness outside, the Sahara is pretty posh. The Wrangler was redesigned for 2018, and I like the way it's put together, with a handsome cabin and straightforward controls. Mine has an upgraded infotainment system at $1,395, which adds an 8.4-inch touchscreen, navigation, premium stereo, and connectivity features, plus an auto-dimming rearview mirror. This model's about combining off-road tough with on-road tender. Cabin is fairly roomy, and those in the rear seats get a decent enough dose of legroom. Purists were horrified when Jeep first introduced the 4-door Unlimited, but it outsells the 2-door version. Everyone gets a mud-friendly rubber mat, courtesy of a $150 option on my tester, and if you pull out the plugs, there's a drain right through to the floor. I really like the Wrangler, but if you're considering one without having spent much time in one, you have to know that it's not like anything else out there. Wind noise, road noise, and a bouncy rider installed right at the factory. You don't get this much ability and a wide open cabin without some trade-offs. Fans say it's a Jeep thing you wouldn't understand, and they're right. But if you do understand, drive the V6, but try this little 4-banger as well. It just might surprise you with its electrifying performance. And for Driving.ca, I'm Jill McIntosh.